Today we're going to be talking about patterns and reciprocals. So when I talk about patterns, it's trying to figure out if the number is going to be get bigger, or get smaller, depending on what you're multiplying by. And then a reciprocal is a new word, but you'll see on how fun and easy it is. So we're going to answer 1 through 9 real quick, and then we're going to talk about it because there are going to be a couple patterns to see. So 5 times 1/4 is 5/4, or 1 1/4. 5 times 5/4 is 6 1/4. And then 3/4 times 4/3 is 1. 5 times 2/3 is 3 1/3. 5 8/5 is 8. 4/5 times 5/4 is 1. 5 times 5/8 is 3 1/8. And 5 times 7/3 is 11 2/3. And then 1/6 times 6/1 is 1. So there's a pattern. And so it says, what do you notice in the problems in column A? So column A is 1, 4, 7. So what you noticed is we multiplied by 5. So 5, but the number that's being multiplied by 5 is less than 1. Since it's less than 1, all the answers are going to be less than 1. So it says in A, all the fractions are less than 1, and then the solution are all smaller than 1. I mistyped all smaller than 5. So since we multiplied the number 5 by a number less than 1, the answer became smaller. So in B, we multiplied the 5 by a number greater than 1, so they all became greater than 5. In C, we did 3/4 times 4/3, so we flipped the fraction. So we took, and then same thing for 6 and 9. So we took the fractions and we flipped them and multiplied by each other. When we do that, they equal 1. When you flip the fraction, that's actually called the reciprocal. So 3/4, the reciprocal is 4/3. 4/5, the reciprocal is 5/4, and so on. And when you multiply the by the reciprocal, they have to equal 1. So in B, all the fractions are greater than 1, and the solution are all greater than 5. C, the fractions are flipped and result in a product of 1. So we're going to talk about reciprocal of a fraction. A fraction multiplied by its reciprocal has a product of 1, also called the multiplicative inverse. So 8/5, 5/8 is 8/5, 9/7 is 7/9, 2/11 is 11/2. So reciprocal of 1/4 is 4/1. 13/6 is 6/13. 8/3 is 3/8. 9/3 is 3/9. 7 is going to be 1/7, and 8 will be 1/8. Those are your reciprocals. Okay. Now, if each of the numbers below is multiplied by 3, then determine if the product is greater than or less than 3. So if I do 4/3 times 3, it's going to be greater. I'll just put a G for greater than, because 4/3 is greater than a 1. If I multiply by 6/5, it should be greater, because 6/5 is greater than 1. 2/1, if I multiply it, will be greater, because 2/1 is greater than 1. If I do 1/2 times 3, it's going to be less than, because 1/2 is less than 1. So anything multiply greater than 1, it should increase. If it's less than 1, it should decrease. So 17 says, circle the following rational numbers that can be multiplied by 2 and result in a number greater than 2. So we have to circle everything greater than 1, which will be 7/5, 4/3, and 11/9. 2/3 and 8/11 are less than 1. Which statement below describes 8 times 3/4? That parentheses means to multiply. So 8 times 3/4 means that the solution will be smaller, so it cannot be greater than 8. So A is wrong. The solution is less than 3/4. No, it's going to be just slightly less than 8. 4/5 is not enough, so it should be between 5 and 7. All right, and that is finding the patterns and reciprocals